Welcome to the Nursing Department's Advanced Technology Lab here at Thomas Nelson Community College. The hours of operation of this lab are posted on the bulletin board outside the front door. To gain access to the lab, students must sign in with the building personnel. This lab houses both computer-assisted instruction and interactive video disc software. Any of these computer technologies can be used by the students here at Thomas Nelson Community College. Now, what is interactive video disc technology? Interactive video disc technology integrates computer programs with interactive video discs. This is an interactive video disc. It looks like a cross between a CD and a 33 RPM record. On this disc is housed 30 minutes worth of video and audio and information that the computer integrates this information with its computer-assisted instruction. So the student not only gets the benefits of the computer-assisted instruction, but also the benefits of live-action video. The nursing department owns 63 titles of a combination of computer-assisted instruction and interactive video discs. These are housed in this black cabinet. When the student comes to the lab, he or she has to come to this black cabinet to access the video disc. For the computer-assisted instruction, it's already loaded on the hard drive. What they'll need from the cabinet for that is just the manual that goes along with that particular computer-assisted instruction. As you'll see, the lab is divided into two areas. This area over here is the computer-assisted instruction area because these three computers have the computer-assisted instruction software loaded on them. They don't have Laserdisc players, so they cannot play the interactive video disc for the interactive video disc software. And this side of the lab is the interactive video side. Each one of these machines has a Laserdisc player with them so that you can play the interactive video disc software. All the computers in the lab are turned on by a one-button switch. The components of all the computers are plugged in to a surge protector. So when you come in the lab, you only have to turn on one switch to turn on all the components of the different systems. If you've turned on more than one switch when you come to use the equipment, you've turned on the wrong thing. Here's the one button switch, and watch what happens when you turn it on. An AMS Menu system is also loaded on all the machines in the lab. This AMS Menu system has a list of the different software that we own here at Thomas Nelson. To the right, you will have a description of the particular software that has been highlighted by this blue bar. The menu is in alphabetical order. To access the different areas, you use the up and down arrow keys. The arrow keys move the blue bar down one place or up one place. To move the arrow bar all the way down a full page, you use the page down key, which is located above the arrow keys. This one goes from 1 to 10. When I use the page down key, my next screen starts with 11. Since it's in alphabetical order, if you know the interactive video disc or the computer-assisted software that you want to use, you can page down or page up arrow down, arrow up to find the exact software package that you want to see. It's good to go ahead and look through and do some window shopping on this menu, because like I said, as you go through, it will give you a description of the different interactive video disc or the different computer-assisted instruction. At the top of the description, it will either say, may use any system, or for an interactive video disc, it will say, must use IVD system. The computer-assisted instruction software is loaded on all the machines. The interactive video software, you need to use an interactive video disc system to run it, and that's why it says that at the top of the description screen. Let me tell you a little bit about the individual machines. These 4 machines on this side of the room are all touchscreen machines. You make your choices not by using the keyboard, but by actually touching the screen. There are also some differences as far as how you hear the audio that comes from the machines. These 2 machines, Jack and Jill, they have speakers so that any number of people, any number of students can be in front of the machine and hear what the machine is saying. If you want some privacy with these machines, you can plug in one headphone set so that you can listen to specific sounds. If the headphone set is plugged in, you hear the audio through the headphone. If the headphone set is not plugged in, you hear the audio through speakers. These machines do not have speakers, but they do have headphone sharing devices that will allow 4 separate students, all using headphones, to listen to the audio for these 2 machines. This interactive video system is different than the other systems in the lab. It is not a touch screen. A mouse is used to make your choices from the screen. It is set up this way because it is a presentation system that can be rolled into the classroom and used for a whole group of students. The other thing about this machine that is different is that you have a choice of either a speaker or a 4 headphone sharing device. When a speaker needs to be used in a classroom setting, the volume on the speakers are turned up as high as they will go. When the students want to use the headphones for the 4 headphones in front of the machine, you have to turn the volume all the way down, and the audio will still be picked up by the 4 headphones for this machine. When the student comes into the lab, they access the laser disc that they want out of the black cabinet. The next thing they're going to need to do is they're going to need to find this laser disc title on the AMS menu using the arrow keys and the page up and page down buttons. This is chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. So I'm going to look under C and find that on the AMS menu. The next thing the student needs to do is load the LaserDisc machine with the LaserDisc. To open the LaserDisc machine, there's a 1-button push. The drawer is opened and you can load the disc. It's very important to load the disc correctly, and each disc will give you individual instructions on how to load that disc into the machine. This one says, place this side up. Others will say, place this side down, whatever. Just follow the directions that are on the labels of the interactive video discs. You place the disc into the LaserDisc player and push the close button. Now once the LaserDisc player is loaded and you have the software that you're running highlighted on the AMS menu, all you have to do to make the program work for you is touch the enter button. If the LaserDisc is not loaded properly into the Laserdisc player prior to pushing the enter button, the software will look to the Laserdisc player to find the video and will not be able to, and it will tell you that it can't work. There will be an error message on the screen and nothing will happen. Since the disc was loaded prior to pushing the enter button, the interactive video disc boots up the program and the program begins. This says touch the screen to begin, and that's what I'll do. With your interactive video programs, there will usually be an introduction area or a directions area. This introduction and direction area you should do first. That will give you the individual controls on this particular software. Interactive video disc software has been created by a lot of different people using a lot of different systems. The directions for each individual package will be different. When a student comes in to do an interactive video disc, they should make themselves aware of the specific directions for each interactive video disc program. You can do that by doing the introduction. You can also do that by looking through the manual that goes along with the interactive video disc program. Now, if an interactive video disc program also provides you with a glossary or a library, it is good to go ahead and listen to the information that is housed in the library prior to starting the program. Right now I'll touch this library button, and this is the library menu of information about chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Everything from assessment of the chest to normal laboratory values. And prior to working this program and working through this program, you should access this menu and get the information that it provides for you. This is an example of touchscreen technology. As you touch the buttons on the screen, a color change will occur and information will be provided. If you get a bad beep sound or the color does not change, you have not touched the area in the appropriate space, and just try it again. There are some consideration when group work is done using interactive video disc technology. When there are a group of students in front of the machine, you have to make a decision on who will make the choices using touches on the screen. That person needs to sit directly in front of the equipment, directly in front of the screen. They will make the individual touches, and the program will continue from there. Now that person has to be aware that everyone doesn't read at the same pace. So when 2 or 3 people are using the same machine, you have to make sure that the person has finished reading the screen before you can continue with your touch responses. The best way to do screen touches is by using the eraser of an unsharpened pencil. The eraser will allow you to be very specific with your touches, and since it is unsharpened, it is safer than maybe bouncing back and having a sharpened pencil hurt your eye.
Welcome to the American Journal of Nursing Company's program.
When you have completed your interactive video program, it is important that you open up your Laserdisc player and remove your laser disc. By a one touch on the open close button, the drawer of the Laserdisc player will open and you can access your Laserdisc. This drawer can be closed again by another one touch. There are two Laserdisc players in the lab that require a two-touch. What happens with a Laserdisc player is the laser is spinning, the Laserdisc is spinning. When you touch it the first time, it will stop that spinning. And then these older machines will actually automatically eject the drawer. There'll be a time lag between the first touch and when the drawer actually opens. On the two Pioneer machines, the two darker machines located in the lab, they require actually a two-touch. One touch to stop the Laserdisc and another touch to open the drawer. If you're trying to open this Laserdisc drawer and it doesn't open on the first touch, just make sure you touch it again. This Laserdisc system is an older IBM system. It has a few memory problems. Some of the interactive video disc programs, when played on this machine, will give you some snow in between screens, some sort of pink and blue snow. You don't miss anything in the program. It can just be a little annoying. But you don't miss anything. It doesn't hurt the program. But that you may get a little snow with both Jack and Jill, my IBM machines. The other thing about the two IBM machines in the lab is that they can't hold a lot of information in memory for any length of time. So if you're doing one Laserdisc and you decide that you want to spend more time in the lab and see another Laserdisc, what you have to do in between is shut the machine off. You can shut the machine off at any time the screen is on the AMS menu. When you exit your programs, you will always come back to the AMS menu. And this is when you can safely turn your machine off. In the two older machines, if you want to see a second disc, just cut the machine off, go over to the black cabinet, find your disc, come back and start your program over again, and everything will be fine. The newer machines, Clyde and Bonnie over here, you don't need to do that. They have plenty of memory and they can show one Laserdisc program right after another. For instructors to use interactive video programs for a larger group of students, what you can do is use an LCD panel and project the screen on the wall. First of all, you get the LCD panel, you plug it in behind this column. You move your LCD panel over to the computer that is on the roller cart. What you have to do is disconnect one cable and connect another. The cable comes from the back of the monitor. You follow it through and unplug it from the computer. Now the next cable comes from the LCD panel, the overhead panel, and it plugs into the same identical space. Now the cable that came from the monitor is plugged into the LCD panel where it says optional monitor. This allows for the computer software to be on the monitor of the computer and to be on the LCD panel to project onto the wall. That's all that you need to do. When you finish, that's exactly what you do again, is you reverse it, you take the cable out of the LCD panel and switch it with the cable you had plugged into the computer. Put the cable back with the LCD panel and roll it back behind the column and unplug it. Research studies have shown that interactive video technology and computer-assisted instruction has been very beneficial to student learning. Not only do you see and hear and touch and use all of your senses to gain knowledge through these technologies, you also are doing it in a private environment where you can make as many mistakes as you want to and no one's looking over your shoulder. You get immediate feedback on your answers. In fact, sometimes it's good to pick the wrong answer just to see why it was wrong. So hopefully technology will assist you in your nursing education as you use the technology lab here at the nursing department at Thomas Nelson Community College.